the beginning of the film, Newt kind of has found out that his brother's engaged to this girl, Lita, who was kind of one of his closest friends, and perhaps he definitely had a crush on her when he was younger. But like that's now in the past because he's desperately in love with this one. But he can't get back to New York to find her, and he realizes that she's going out with someone. So all kind of hell breaks loose at that point for him.
We're both heartbroken. I think he's married to Lita. He thinks I've got a boyfriend.
There are communication issues here that are going on.
Communication is always key.
Yeah,
That's what we learned.
It really is it's a warning against long distance relationships. This
Most of our interviews
story.
together so far on this tour have been basically couples therapy, but
Yeah,
we're working our way through it.
Oh, now wait a minute, one step at a time.
One step away. It's known that they did have babies because we met Luna Lovegood yesterday.
Yeah.
And our
she's
great
married to her
grandson married
Luna Lovegood.
Luna Lovegood.
Yeah. So,
That was a big, weird intergenerational
Wasn't
meeting
it?
moment.
Yeah.
It really was.
Time warp.
Yeah.
Portkey, Time Turner.
Can we see a little bit more of that unravel in the next film?
I think so, yeah. The intensity of that young friendship that obviously ended in a way that forced the two of them in very opposite directions, and to carry such complicated feelings for each other is obviously the minefield that needs to be investigated to understand exactly what's going on. And also, I don't think this is giving anything away, in order that Grindelwald be brought to justice, we've got to understand what it was initially that made them friends and what they promised and what have you, in order to understand what it is to bring him down. I mean, what's interesting is I think Dumbledore sees the good in everybody, and I think there's a part of him that hopes he can probably still bring Grindelwald round. At the same time, you know, lives matter, and Grindelwald is the sort of person that's pushed everyone and their morals and what they're willing to put up with, you know, to a testing point. And so at some point, Dumbledore's going to have to draw the line and step up. You said something interesting. You said you never saw him out of costume, right?
Well, interestingly, Johnny, I only had one sort of big scene with Johnny, but on the first film where he was only in it for one day, when he arrived, he went on to his trailer, and they came up and he dyed his hair, and it was all, he arrived on set as Grindelwald. And then when he went back to his trailer, it was all taken off and he came out into the auditorium. So you barely ever saw him as Johnny, but he was so lovely to work with. He has this extraordinary kind of intensity in his character, but he also has a charm and a kind of playfulness in Grindelwald that I think it's not as easy as him just being a sort of bad guy, the character. He sort of seduces you at the same time and charms you and begins to kind of mess with your head and go, what am I thinking here?
Yeah, absolutely.